Peace FM 104.3. Good to meet you.
Mami corner about some PR listen affairs. On Bajo. Over 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Over.
Our memo assignment. Our Deputy Minister for Information. Intino. Me pede. Extra Peace FM. By verifying from Electoral Commission, what is the actual cost of the exercise here? Will be that speculation. It must not come for you.
No, but the EC has mentioned the 390
but
figure.
Yeah, this is what EC, and we have challenged that figure. Now, you call them the actual figure. So don't just quote EC. Because, please, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go into
no, but Mamenti Hanasio, if we are not to quote EC, why are able to continue?
Because actual budget no well proven. Actual budget was proven. On your trend, you know, Recano.
I'm more approve saying.
Pocho, I know, Mr. Minister of, I'm on German call them call your figures.
What do you tell me, Bisano? The fact say, yeah, approve 1.3 billion. Ediama EC. And 900 million and 1 billion. Ediama EC. Does not mean any seeking or the quiet registration.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I said my assignment and my brother Kakreba, Minister for Minister. But I will on my hand the actual figures.
But that can only come from the EC.
No sure one budget approval. No, I using the figure, no using dano. But let me come to a point that my brother Kweku Baako will be saying. So, Article 45 of the Constitution. I say the Electoral Commissioner shall have the following functions: A, to compile the register of voters and revise it as at such periods as may be determined by law. It is not as may be determined by electoral commissioner. So normally what happens in there after the population census, then electoral commissioner will write, go to parliament. The parliament will then give an ally for any such exercises to be conducted. My argument here is this: that after the voters register, we have it already. What we have been doing is revision. But Nana, as a country, my brother Kakreba, or quote the figures, where the figures 170 million, 287 million. Na aso Nana yao. So many yena can you jumbo me there. Yenye one register, one registration to the NIA. Yenye all the incomiums in info. Nema Ghana ni biara kwan. More unregistered freely. Nanaya. Senate 401 biometric. NIA DVLA. These are all waste of money to the taxpayer.
Kweku explanation wa anti ase from any view.
Kweku purchase a constitution can Article 45 saying that the electoral commissioner shall have the following functions: to compile the register of voters and revise it at such periods as may be determined by law.
Which law?
By law that has been enacted by Parliament. All right?
Definitely,
that's right.
Okay.
So the power to revise, the power to register does not lie with the electoral commissioner. It's a function they have to perform, given to it by law.
Who initiates the CI?
The CI will go to Parliament with all the reasons why said a change should take place.
Who initiates the CI?
The electoral commissioner will initiate it. The electoral commissioner would have to initiate it. But after statistical service have conducted the population census, usually that follows it. A young population of women, that's how it's been done. Man, now we are talking in there is no CI regarding this voter register. Maybe it's just an intention and we are all splitting hairs about it. I will wait and look at the reasons why a new voter register has to be established. But for me, I hold strongly so that Ghana has a register, voters register. It is credible to the extent that the Supreme Court when we went for this election petitioning, a K there was a NIA for what the register.
And no NHIS.
Thank you very much, Danaya. You are smart. Ma, we them register. Go na what did the we film. And the Supreme Court did not only give that directive. Also, there should be continuous registration. So, Honorable Pius, we all want the good of this country. As if you are able to the 10 cities here, obey. If you saw, you have to. So I'm planning here. You spend so much money. Maybe just the next time we be around, this is the duty of the government there. Samia, it's a young consolidate all the numbers, biometrics of Ghana. Because now, area you to Canada, America will be a number group.
Now, Kweku brings another one. Which law disables the EC from compiling a new register? I am still waiting for an answer to my simple question. Sampi Yali.
Kweku, let's meet one-on-one and we do this legal argument. But I'm saying that until a law is passed, either in a CI, the right to compile a register, the right to revise a register is a constitutional issue. It does not lie with the EC. It lies by the law.
But has the EC ever conducted election without CI?
But this, why not? I don't understand your question.
Let's say
for every elected commission, what I am saying is that the EC now our function or independent, and let me say that independent is subject to the Constitution. And if you can Article 45, the Constitution says that you can register, you can revise at periods. That has been allowed by law. It doesn't lie with the EC. The EC says you go to a court of machines on administrative issues, but to compile a new register or revise it, it has to go by law. That's what I'm saying. And could you please read Article 45? Yeah, I want you to read it. Yeah.
A matter of interpretation.
Only me challenge constitutional provision now, you know.
Yeah.
And they said the president appointed chief justice. The law says that the appointments committee of parliament must validate that appointment.
Yes.
And yes, sir.
Yes.
So
if they don't validate, your appointment is invalid.
Good. But the process starts from the president. And yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, it starts from the president.
It starts from the president.
The president must declare an intention.
Good.
Subject to the law.
So the electoral commission does same. Then there is the Parliament of Ghana, then they rectify that.
All my argument is this. All my argument is this. The claim by the electoral commissioner is independent. It's not absolutely right. It is subject to the Constitution.
There cannot be said that there is any independent state institution controlled by the law.
Yes.
So that there is the law that must guide the action of
Parliament.
Doesn't mean
if you come to cabinet,
independent.
If you come to it's independent.
Yes.
But your independence and your decision you take is subject to.
Her own him
is granted. And
lawyer, student of the law, but me challenge kakra me what was our way in one say. More than what can we say our arms of government? And yes, sir. The what? Executive,
legislature, and the
legislature, and then the judiciary,
and then the fourth estate, the media.
The media. Oh, the empire.
No, I'll add this because it's a consistent thing. Yes.
Parliament enacts laws.
Yes.
And those laws are interpreted by who?
The judiciary.
By the judiciary.
No, the judiciary. Yeah, the judiciary.
By the judiciary.
Courts, yes.
Okay. So are you saying that, say, Parliament? Parliament Edem Rebiba. Maybe a Supreme Court trans and say, okay, some we say no. Now it means because Supreme Court assistant be a Parliament can Parliament can no more enact laws.
Okay. In jurisprudence, what kind of something is subject to something now? There must be other condition precedent and the conditions after. But in this case, what we are saying is that the right of the electoral commissioner to register people or to revise the register, it is not subject to its own whims and caprices. It is subject to a law.
Which law?
Which law must be passed by Parliament according to the Constitution.
When?
Periodic as Parliament by law will determine.
You see, we know. I think that we know a simple matter. In fact, my first reaction will be that the proper platform for the discussion and determination of these matters will be in the courts because of interpretation problem. Number 2, and yet the Kenya register. And you know, 2012 register. No, what is the precedence?
Okay,
and you know, now you share. And you know that if that is what must happen, then that is what must happen.
Angazam,
yes.
Last one, be one half a Does he have any evidence that the EC intends to compile the new register without reference to law? Or
ask the question again.
Or say, does he have any evidence that the EC intends to compile new register without reference to law, or he is speculating the EC would proceed to compile a new register in violation of the law?
Kweku, your question is a bit remote. All I'm saying in there, my junior brother Pius was saying there, the right to register and write is the absolute independent function of the EC. And what I've sought to do in there, I am saying that the electoral commission, the function is subject to the constitution.
Absolutely, but it's their mandate. So, you cannot do a registration. The Parliament of Ghana cannot do a registration. The Supreme Court cannot do a registration. It is only the electoral commission that can do that.
Everybody has a mandate. The police,
that's all I meant.
The police has a mandate to protect, but they don't have a mandate to keep you in cells after 48 hours.
Absolutely,
according to the law.
Absolutely,
yes. The police cannot slap you and beat you.
That's right.
That's according to the law.
Yes.
So all I'm saying that is that the authority, the autonomy or independence of the electoral commission is subject to the constitutional provision of Article 45, which says that before you first you have a duty to register, and I'm saying the register already exists. So what happens is you have to do revision. Okay, and in doing either the revision or the registration or revision, it is subject to law passed by Parliament. So that claim the electoral commissioner is absolute and he can do anything on his own is not right. That's all I'm seeking to say.
Also, my main kind of view in time talk about 2016 MPP for petition with the common electoral commission. Okay, sir, NHIA cast no one sem. Okay, MPP before the proposal be comma EC for say omo who Togolese be war ye de enum to omo sesa no me kan ade ba provision ba ko bi e a response na EC dey by no match na ye dey sorry so or say this is the position of the EC. Or say in the Abu Ramadan case, the Supreme Court ruled that the use of NHIA cards in their current form was insufficient as proof of citizenship, and consequently the EC the Electoral Commission was directed to stop accepting same as proof of citizenship for voter registration exercise. Nowhere in the ruling did the Supreme Court nullify all registrations by voters who presented NHIA cards as citizens, proof of citizenship.
Exactly.
The court, in the course of the proceedings, declined the plaintiff's request to cancel all such registrations.
Yes.
The EC shares the views of the SC that it would be fair and proper for all such persons to also be heard prior to the invalidation of the registration. The view of the EC is therefore that the Abu Ramadan ruling cannot be the basis for the creation of new register. So it cannot be wholly true, say, after some Supreme Court ruling, you know, Ubia or the National Health Insurance register and EC needing if you register.
Please, this could be the interpretation document of the EC. I would bring you the actual ruling because the Supreme Court even went on to say that those who will be taken off the register because of that mode of registration should also be given the chance to register again, should be given the facility to register again. The Supreme Court further ruled that all persons who attend, there should be continuous registration at the district offices, so that as soon as you turn 18, you don't need to sit down, go for money. As soon as you turn 18, you walk to the electoral commission office and you are registered. That's what the Supreme Court said.
So you see what the Supreme Court said and the interpretation document of the EC. You see that small area is a problem.
Well, but that has nothing to do with the argument here.
Uncle P. Yale.
Yes, my argument is very simple. The electoral commissioner does not have absolute right on his own. Its functions are subject to law. Its functions are subject to the sovereignty clauses of the Constitution. Its functions are subject to the citizenship clauses of the Constitution and also the directive principles of state policy.
Yeah, but Uncle P, but that's a we know this. In a constitutional democracy, does anybody have absolute rights?
For the public elections, that is Registration of Voters Regulation 2016, CI 91, not cover the compilation of a new register? Or is he suggesting that the above CI requires an amendment or enhancement to enable the EC to compile? No, what he is asking is that, for instance, you are talking about previously your CI 91 near the about until a new CI comes to replace CI 91. No? The CI 91, so long as it has not been challenged as being invalid, it remains valid.
And what are the contents of the CI 91? You should give me the relevant clauses.
So what Kweku is trying to say is that the laws and other provisions in CI 91 are Electoral Commission coin, limited registration, ahead conducted 2016 election. So long as those provisions have not been validated, the EC can rely on that to conduct any.
Then the CI 91 and had limited provisions. It talked about limited registration. Not so. It didn't talk about full-blown registration.
I think that we are putting the cart before the horse.
But
because you're 2 months per America.
Okay, so he's saying that
Mr. Tim argument,
this position America no. The processes will unveil.
The election commission has only declared intention.
Yes,
it's the enchantment about the full but that's what I started argument with.
Okay, so Kweku says that for him, your answer to his question of will the public elections regulation of voters, that is CI 91 compiled in 2016, not cover the compilation of a new register, or is he suggesting that the above CI requires an amendment or enhancement to enable the EC to compile a new register?
Because you are holding the CI, I'm not holding the CI. And I'm saying that every CI has applicable jurisdiction.
But Pius, just so that we can close properly and carry the listeners with us no. Ninyina kamfo ne say asem electoral commission a chechire mu ama ntiase eye dwuma se ehun behia se eye dwuma nana ye chechire mu baako sisi a chere.
Okay, meba wrap up sisi amumi.
Saying that media is not the fourth estate.
No, he says that is not in the constitution. It's a convention.
The media is not in the constitution.
That the media is the fourth estate of the realm, as we want to say.
My friend, the man must, if he doesn't know what he's talking about, he shouldn't accuse me. I was at the Consultative Assembly. You understand? When we spoke about institutions that forms the state organs, we gave the media a certain status. You should read.
I see.
What convention is he talking about?
I don't pay me that.
Ask the honorable deputy minister.
Mrs. Ampiale is correct on that matter, but on the register matter, he's wrong.
Pius and Haji, there's some.
This FM 104.3. Who to me,